record on this computer. So this is part 2 of chapter number 2 of our P1. I think last class I did till here and I taught you how to find the minimum point by completing the square method. Yeah, that day I think it was the last class. Minimum point by completing the square method. Now example number 10, let me do this. Okay, let me do this example number 10 with you guys. Okay, so now what happens is you have x raised to 6. So instead of x raised to 6, can I write x cube whole square? Instead of x raised to 6, can I write it like this? And regarding 7x cube, write it 7x cube only and minus it. So can you see this actually looks like a quadratic equation. This actually looks like a quadratic equation. If I write it this way, let x cube be, for example, y. For example, x cube be y. So x cube y y square plus 7y minus 8. It looks like a quadratic equation to you? Shaudev, you understood, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now you have to solve it. How? With the help of product and sum rule, completing the square method, whichever method you want to use, you can use, or minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac. Okay, all three. Now, if you do that, what will my answer be? Here it is minus 8, 2. Can I do 8 into 1? Can I do 8 into minus 1? Because 8 minus 1 is plus 7. So y square plus 8y minus 8 equals to 0. So if you take y common, it's going to be y plus 8. And if you give minus 1 common, again it's going to be y plus 8. Understood, right? Minus 1. Okay. So answer is going to be y minus 1, y plus 8. Okay, equals to what? 0. Now, after this, you have two solutions. What are the solutions I have? Y minus 1, therefore, y minus 1 is equal to 0 and y plus 8 equals to 0 as well. Okay, but we're not looking for y. What are we looking for? X. And x cube, what did we say is y, no? So instead of y, can I give x cube? Yeah. So can I write y is equal to 1? So x cube is equal to 1. Therefore, x also equals to 1. And here it is, x cube is equal to minus 8. X equals to cube root of minus 8. You can do this in your calculator. How much you're getting? Answer is minus 2. Now, Shaudev, you understood this?
Yes. But bhai, can I x with this?
Because আমি x কে y তে convert করে দিয়েছিলাম. Because ultimately my original equation was x না. ওটাকে আমি y তে convert করছি because it was x cube. Now it looks like a quadratic equation. That is the reason. বুঝছো? So that it looks like a quadratic equation, আমি ওটাকে find করব, then again y value কে x cube এ convert করে দিব. So আপনি এভাবে why didn't you do like this exactly? Because it was not looking like a quadratic equation to me. Now it looks like a quadratic equation to me. At this line, this particular line, it looks like a quadratic equation. So I solved it by using sum and product rule. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now let's go to the next one. Instead of using y, they used u over here. So anyway, y is jagah u ni sarki. So same thing. So what did I say? Question number 6, na? And you guys said you have b parted out of it. I think you can solve b part, na? A part you guys could do on your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
B part correct na.
Correct na ki this thing. I told you na, inside the bracket one will have opposite sign and outside the bracket will have same sign. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what was the A part answer you guys got?
X plus 1 square.
X plus 1 whole square.
Plus 1.
Plus
1.
Equal to what?
1.
Okay.
0.
So now what do they want from me? Fx, explain why fx greater than 0 for all the, fx is greater than 0 because x plus 1 by whole square is always greater than 0. You have to write x plus 1 whole square because there is a square here, na?
Yeah.
Even if there is a negative value,
Yeah.
মানে তোমার square এর ভিতরে যদি negative value থাকে, if you have a negative value inside the square, answer will always be what? A positive.
Positive.
That means x plus 1 square is always what?
Greater than 0.
Greater than 0.
Okay.
Okay, then plus 1. So therefore overall the answer is always what? Greater than
0.
0. That's what. Okay, how should you write it? Let me show it to you. I'll pause the recording. Let me find the answer. Okay, so B partner answer, Sati, the answer is written over here. X minus 1 whole square is all in term, it's always key greater than 0. Why? Because there is a square in it, na?
Is equal to 0 or
Greater than 0
is equal
equals to 0, also greater than 0, will always be greater than 0. Therefore, so it can be equal to 0 also. So you have 0, then you also have plus 1, na? There was a
Yeah.
plus 1 over there, na?
in y.
So therefore fx is always greater than 0.
কিন্তু ওটাতে y এর জন্য x এর জন্য কি?
আরে না আমি বলি দেখো এখানে একটা প্লাস 1 ও আছে না, so this one is it can
Can
be
you share the screen?
I shared the screen. Oh, I did not. Sorry, I did not share the screen. Okay, so this is the answer. X minus 1 whole square is square term is always greater than 0.
Hmm.
Therefore, the minimum value of fx is 0 plus 1. Like because see, it can be equal to 0 also, no?
Yeah.
But there is a plus 1 outside, na? So that means your answer is always key greater than
0.
0. So Fahima, Rani, understood? And Shaudev, understood? Shaudev. Shaudev, Butsa?
Hmm.
Okay. We already proved that it is 0, greater than 0. Okay. They also said find the minimum value. Now that I taught you how to find the minimum value. Whatever is inside, so your minimum value is going to be whatever is inside the bracket, that value is going to have a negative, basically, sorry, opposite sign. And the one which is outside, which is what? Plus 1, na? Yeah, it will be
Plus 1.
as it is. So minus 1, comma 1 is your answer. Clear? Minimum value, you understood?
Hmm.
Okay, now let's go to other exercises now. So quadratic graphs. Do you know how to draw quadratic graphs, right? You guys? You guys know how to draw quadratic graphs, right? You don't? Okay, so let me point point number 1, the one which crosses through y-axis when x is equals to 0. You guys know about this graph, this part of the graph, na? Point number 1. Can you see? Both they have point number 1. Point number 2 and 2, they are the roots. 2 is what? Roots of the equation. Basically, when you solve it, 3 is the symmetrical between this point and this point. What do you mean? A duitar machkhane, midpoint. So if you take the coordinates of 2, both of them, and if you add them, divide by 2, you will always get your x coordinate for 3. Okay, but that also can be found by question bank, by completing the square method also. But you in O levels also you learned how to draw square graphs, na? Take x equals to 0, find the y value, take y is equal to 0, find the x value. And recently we did that sketching graph chapter also. But since Shaudev did not do it, he might not know. So we are going to do this again. Okay. So I'm going to show everything over here. So it was to sketch the graph. Okay. So let's try to sketch this graph. Okay, and find the coordinates of its turning points. Okay, now, so they said what coordinates of turning points. There are many ways you can do this sum. I think I'll show you both the ways. Okay, one is by doing the completing the square method you can do. Another one is by normal method which we were already used to doing. So let me show you the new one, completing the square wala. So what will we do? X minus 5 by 2 whole square. Okay, minus 5 by 2 whole square is equal to what? 4. Take x equals to, I'm taking y is equal to 0 right now. What I'm doing? Take y equals to 0. What's the number?
is equal to 4.
Achha, no problem.
Minus 4.
Plus 4 is equal to 0. Now it's okay. I took y is equal to 0 and I'm doing what? Completing the square method.
plus
Okay, instead of writing completing the square method, I will always write CMS, completing square method, or CS method, I can say completing square method. CSM, completing square method. Okay, we are doing this. So now, this is how it is done, right? So now let's bring everything. Now you guys do in your calculator minus open bracket 5 by 2 whole square plus 4. How much you guys are getting? Take out your calculator.
minus 9 by 4.
Minus 9 by 4. So if it goes on the other side, what does it become?
9 by 4.
Plus 9 by 4. So if it goes on the other side, it becomes what? Plus 9 by 4. Now there is a square here, na? If this square goes on the other side, what does it become? Root. So
No.
root
Root is
Three by
root
two.
plus minus.
Oh, sorry.
I'm doing. Understood, na? Okay. Then it's going to be plus minus 3 by 2. Yes or no? Okay, now Shaudev, till here you understood? Rani, Fahima, understood? Rani, Fahima,
Yes.
understood? And Shaudev,
Yeah,
understood?
9 by 4 like cameras.
9 by 4 Kamnas. You put this in your calculator and check. Tell me. And when the whole thing goes on the other side, the
What's a
sign.
purata?
Yes. Check that in your calculator
Okay.
and let me know. I'll pause the recording. You do that in your calculator. I'm pausing the recording. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if it goes on the other side, it becomes now x minus 5 by 2. I'm now having two equations. This is equation number 1. And this is now equation number what? 2. You understood now why I'm having two equations right now?
Yes.
But this is going to be minus 3 by 2. Yes or no? One is plus 3 by 2. One is minus 3 by 2. Bring everything on this side. X equals to 3 by 2 plus 5 by 2. X equals to minus 3 by 2 plus 5 by 2. Understood? Now start entering this in the calculator.
4 and minus 1.
4
1.
and minus
No, minus no 1 should be.
4 and 1. Fine. So this is my what value? What value is this? What value is this? These are my x values. Okay. Now let me find the y values. Let me find the y value. So in y value, x equals to what? 0. Because here what was 0?
Y.
Y was 0. So x is equal to what?
0.
0. So if x is 0 and if you write the equation, you can see 0, 0 and what is y? 4. So if x is 0, y is how much? 4. So we got an approximate idea now. How should it look like? So where should it cross the x-axis? In y-axis at 4. Where should it cross the x-axis? In 4 and 1. So let me draw this diagram for you. Okay, so it should be like this, and like this. The graph. It's a U-shaped graph. Why is it a U-shaped graph? Because your x square is positive. If x square is positive, it becomes a U-shaped graph. Now, so what is my x? X is 4, which is over here. And what is my x over here is 1. Right? Right? Here also it is 4. Now, Namki, Shaudev, Rani, Fahima, understood, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now, you see, I told you, this point is the midpoint of this.
Yeah.
I told you, what is midpoint? So what is the midpoint? 4 plus 1 divided by 2. That is what? 2.5, na? So it's going to be 5 by 2. So what is my y value? What will be my y value? Okay, for that, there are two ways you can do it. If you want to find the minimum point, one is just divide this to 4 plus 1 divided by 2. What is 4 plus 1? 5. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Okay, but I don't know my y value. For that y value, what I can do is I can substitute instead of x 2 by 5, instead of x 2 by 5, and I can find the whole y value. So can I do y is equal to find this midpoint, sorry, minimum point, my bad. For minimum point, minimum y value is going to be y is equal to 2 by 5, sorry, 5 by 2 whole square minus What was it? 5 into, no? 5 into 5 by 2 plus 4. Is it?
Yeah.
Huh. Now do this in your calculator. Check what is the answer you guys are getting. Make sure you put brackets.
Minus 2.25.
Minus 2.25 in this in fraction. How much you getting?
Okay.
I should do 9 by 4. Check whether it is 9 by 4 or not.
Minus 10 by 4.
It is
Minus 10.
minus 9 by 4. Yes, it is going to be minus 9 by 4. So this is one way to do this. This is one way to do this. There is another way. We can take it directly from our key. From this guy. We can take it directly from here itself. No? Look, if I would have written the next step, which I did not write, my equation would have been like this.
Minus.
Sorry. My equation would have been like this. Yes or no? So এটাকে opposite করব আমরা. So what is your minimum point? What will be your minimum point be? 5 by 2 comma minus 9 by 4. And that's what you got here as well.
Yeah.
So there are two ways you can do the minimum point.
Okay.
Minimum point can be found either by doing manual method, which I just did, 4 plus 1 divided by 2, and substitute that x value in the equation to find the y value, or you can just solve the whole sum with completing the square method and find inside the bracket 1, make it ulta, and outside the bracket 1, keep it like that. Now, Fahima, Rani, Sadev, I'm pausing the recording. You guys are. So we'll be doing this sum, example number 12 right now. Some of you guys got stuck in certain concept. I don't know whether this concept was available in the first chapter or was it in the second chapter? No, second chapter we didn't even see.
Third chapter.
It was in third chapter. Okay, let's see what we can do. Something that means we still did not do it, and they started teaching us in the chapter 2. That is bad. Okay, so let's start. First of all, you rearrange the quadratic equation. We need to sketch it, right? You rearrange the quadratic equation. So how would you look like? Minus 2x square plus 4x minus 3. I rearranged it. I'll pause the recording a bit because my what pause recording. Okay, now you know by seeing this negative sign in x square, you know it's an n shape. So if your x square is positive, it's an U-shaped graph. It's the O level of we learned it, na? And when x square is negative, it's an n-shaped graph. We know that. So we got the shape. Okay, we got the shape. Now let's see what is the x. When x is 0, what happens? When x is 0, when x is 0, y is equal to how much? Minus 3. So we know what is our y coordinates, where it is cutting the y-axis. We know that. Okay, so we know the shape. We know it is cutting at y is equal to minus 3. Okay, now let's solve it. So if you take y is equal to 0, your answer will look like 2x square plus 4x minus 3 minus 2x square plus 4x equals to what? 0. Okay, you can do completing the square method of this if you want. Okay, so let's do completing the square method of this then. Divide everything by what? Minus 2. Did you do that?
No.
Okay, then if you cancel, your answer will be minus 2 ki jodi common rakho, answer will be x square minus 2x. Okay, minus 3 equals to what? 0. So if you bring the x this thing on the other side, so it's going to be x minus 1 because 2 by 2 is what? 1 na? Square minus 1 whole square minus 3 is equal to what? 0. Now again minus 2 x minus 1 whole square minus 1 minus 3 equals to 0. Now start opening the bracket. If you open the bracket, minus 2 x minus 1 whole square, okay, plus 2 minus 3 is equal to 0. Why plus 2 by the way? Because minus 2 into minus 1 is plus 2. Okay, so bring everything on the other side. Can I write it? X minus 1 whole square is equal to 1 divided by minus 2. Because 2 minus 3 is what? Minus 1. If minus 1 goes on the other side, what does it become? Plus 1. There is a minus 2 here. It is multiplying. If it goes on the other side, what will it become? Division. Okay, so 1 divided by minus 2. But when I do root of this, I'm getting key. Math Error, no solution. If it is no solution, okay, see your graphs either looks like this,
Right.
either it will looks a graph, either x square graph either looks like this,
Yeah.
or it looks like this. No,
Yeah.
this is that.
Okay, okay.
Understood? Why? Because it is not cutting any x-axis. Therefore, I'm not getting any solution. Understood? That is the reason I'm not getting any what solution over here. Okay. So I know how my graph is looking like, but what is the minimum point? Because they're looking for turning point over here. What is the meaning of turning point? Stationary point. Basically, they are looking for minimum point or maximum in this case, actually, to be honest. So what will that be? So if I open the bracket properly, sorry, here I went too quick here. So let me do the whole thing again. So if I open the bracket properly here, oh, this is pretty this thing to do. Complicated to do. Yes, because here you have -2 over here. X minus 1
How the plus could be one?
whole square minus 1, na?
No.
So let me see what they wrote as the minimum point. Then I will try to get some tricks from there. They got 1 and -1, right? So -1 that they got because outside the -1. Take a and yeah, 1, correct. You don't have to worry about this 2 outside. It doesn't matter. So your minimum point is going to be -1. So it's going to be +1, comma -1.
Oh.
So what's going to happen after that? You're going to draw the graph. You know for a fact it is not touching anywhere, na? Except for what? -3. So your graph will look like
-3.
-3 or 3?
-3.
-3, no? Y is equal to -3, na?
So আমাদেরকে এটা কেন করেছেন b square is equal to a?
No, this I just showed you, gave you guys a hint. This is a -3, na?
ওভাবে
What
আসে না।
was the minimum point we got? 1, comma -1 is the. Is there anything else we can plot? No, nothing. So Fahima, Shaudev, I'm pausing the recording. You guys understood? Do it again.
So b
Resume recording. So this was the sum I gave you guys to do. Okay, it was in exercise 2F if I'm not wrong. Exercise 2F, question number 3. Okay, P1, second chapter. So now to do this, look, it looks like any quadratic equation. All they gave us is a minimum point and also where it is crossing the x-axis. Okay, so now if you assume this with all the sums which we have been doing till now, our completing the square method with the help of minimum looks like this. Now a x, here it is +5, it's going to be what? -5 whole square -3 will be equal to y. This is how completing the square method sums looks like with minimum. Yeah, because right side is y and left side is the completing the square method. Okay, now so this is the equation number 1 we got. Now can I substitute in place of x4 and find the value of a? Fahima, I hope you're understanding.
y 0 হবে।
Okay, y is 0. Okay, so y is going to be 0. Sorry. Now if I solve it, I'm getting a -3 equals to 0. Therefore a is equal to 3. So I got my a value. Then what I can do is I can just open this bracket, and if I open this, I will end up getting a quadratic equation. How? A, if you solve the bracket, it's going to be x square minus 10x plus
It's okay 3.
25. Okay, in place of a we have to give 3. Okay, -3 is equal to what? Y. Now open the bracket. 3x square minus 30x plus 75 minus 3 is equal to y. So your overall equation is plus 72. Understood? Everyone understood?
Yes.
Okay. Chalo. So we know A, we know B, and we know C as well. Let me pause the recording now. Something new right now. Okay? So we are going to study now regarding discriminant. Okay. So in the discriminant expression, see the expression b square minus 4ac, please know this, that the expression b square minus 4ac is called a discriminant. Okay. Now and the value of the discriminant b square minus 4ac value, once you do b square minus 4ac, the value which you get will tell you how many roots are there. Is there one root? Is there two roots? Is there two same root or no root at all? Okay, and all the three conditions are given to you over here. So therefore, if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, okay, then it will have two distinct real roots. What is the meaning of distinct? I'll come,
Different.
somebody came. Different, correct. Wait, so now, so you are supposed to learn three conditions. When your b square minus 4c value is positive, it has two different, distinct means two different roots. When b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, if you get equal to 0, it has two repeated roots. Okay, money x equals to 3, x equals to x equal to 3. Okay, now, and if it is less than 0, money kono root nahi. No root at all. That means it is, the graph is not touching the x-axis. So all these three conditions has been set out to you over here. Okay, so now look here. So if it is greater than 0, can you see you have two different roots? Here also same thing. This is when your x square is, the coefficient of x square is positive. This is when the coefficient of x square is negative. Two conditions you have, blue color and the red color. Red color is N shape and blue one is U shape. Okay, this is equal roots. B square minus 4ac equals to 0. And see, this is the graph this few moments back which we did. No roots at all. B square minus 4ac less than 0. Same thing goes with the red wala concept as well. Okay, so now let's start doing this question number 13. Okay. So they said, what did they say? It has equal roots. So that means if it is at equal root, what does it mean? B square minus 4ac equals to 0. What is a over here? 1.
1.
What is b over here? K. And what is c over here? 9. I hope, Shadev, you're understanding. Now here they said b square.
Yes, sir.
B square means k square. B square means k square. K square minus 4a, a is what? 1. C is what? 9. Equals to what? 0. 4 9 is how much? 36. So k square minus 36 equals to 0. Therefore, k square is equal to 36. K is equal to root of 36, which is going to be plus 6 minus 6. Done? Everyone done? Understood? Online?
ভাই এটা কি কোনো ইকুয়েশন এটা b স্কয়ার minus 4ac
Yeah. Yes. This is known
quadratic
as,
equation like
এটা quadratic equation ছিল না, এরা বলতেছে let's say you have this quadratic equation over here. We don't have to solve it, but they said that এটা যদি তুমি solve করো দুটোটা root same আসবে. Okay, that's what they said, the root is going to be same. So in the textbook, what did we learn regarding the roots? When the roots are same, what formula is it? Check. Oh god, I'll pause the recording. I don't know, for some reason this PDF is crashing today. This thing, resume recording. Not if this thing, my PDF crashed and I lost my writing over here. So whatever. So look, they were saying regarding b square minus 4ac equals to 0. Can you see the second part over here? B square minus 4ac equals to 0. That's what I wrote. That's what they wrote. See, b square. Again, b hoche k. Do you realize that b is k over here? Do you realize that b is k over here? Do you realize a is 1 and c is 9? Do you know this? Shadev?
yes bro.
Okay. And after that, I found the k value because they are looking for k value. Did you understand example 13? If you did, then I can go to example 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Now find the range of the values of k. Now they said find the range. What did they say? Use the word range of the value of k for which so and so has two distinct. When it has two distinct, if you remember this, what was it? B square minus 4ac greater than 0. Do you remember distinct roots that we learned it over here? Where in these three conditions, they gave us three conditions. This is the first condition we are talking about. So paste Example 14. So b square na minus 4ac is greater than 0. So what is b over here? 4. 4 square minus 4a. A is what? 1. C is what? K. Okay, greater than 0. What is 4 4 the 16? Okay, minus 4k greater than 0. Never keep the k negative. If there is an inequality sign, bring it on the other side. Okay, so 16 greater than 4k. So that means k is less than 4. K is what? Less than 4. You guys know how to use this crocodile's mouth, no?
Yeah.
Crocodile's mouth and crocodile's k is less than 4. Understood? Okay, done. So now comes the homework. Do you want me to leave you guys early today?
Yeah.
Because I've finished the chapters. No, I won't. Okay, write down the homework. Chapter 2, chapter review 2, question number 33.
Whatever hold there and then na. Yeah, right.
Okay, okay, chapter review 2, page number 33, na? Page number 33, P1. P1. Question number 3. Question number 6,
36,
7,
7,
8.
8. Chopla bol rahe.
8, 11. 11. I will do question number 12 now over here. Okay, and 11. How much did I give? 3, 6, 7, 8, and 11. Okay, now, what I wanted to tell you guys another thing. Okay, I'll pause the recording now.